cancel? AirPods. No. I say no. No need for those. Alright, here we are. I'm back in the pen. I was just chatting with a buddy of mine who's in the B cat in this event. But we're not racing together. I am in the A cat. Whatever we call this modified ZRS A band, 510 to 650. My racing score is towards the bottom of this group. But we'll see. I'm clawing my way back into something resembling decent Zwift racing shape. ZRL season was a good opportunity to kind of just build week after week, and that is now behind us. Man, this bug is so weird. Like, this has been happening on and off for me forever. This little info pop-up just does not want to show me who's in this event. Sometimes it works. Feeling pretty good. All right, Z-Toe. TDF 2027. Okay. My friend has goals. You'd love to see it. Yeah, medium warm-up. Not really sure how the legs will feel. A very cool new course. I have not raced this yet. It's got a tough finish. But, yeah. We'll see how it goes. Good luck, everybody. Let's race. And is on high. Let's see how many folks we got here in this field. One rider off the back. Great sign. $16, $26, at least one off the back. That's a good field. This is a pretty solid slot. It's right around noon my time. Let's confirm these power ups should be feather and arrow, and indeed it is. Alright, so we do a lap of this Glasgow crit course. And then off to the Highlands for a bit. We will be back here though. People just dropping those power ups like it's nobody's business. Okay. What do we got? Danielson. Appears to be a friend of mine here. I confess I don't recall how we got connected, but let's just assume it was a brilliant battle. And good to see you again racing today. Oh, man. When we did the ZRL stage, the point stage, I really got my butt kicked on these kickers, so I think I've learned from that. We're about to find out. solid pace here. I heard a couple people there. Only a couple. Not what you'd expect, maybe. Decent case to be made for the disc wheel on this one. I chose not. See, the rider on the front there has it. Pretty high paced. Need in with the bumps, but I'm pretty happy with these new NVs. Who knows? Do wheels even matter? Who knows? Alright, we made it through Glasgow. First time anyway. So now we go up around the grind, which is a preview of the finish. So I'm kind of hoping we are more reasonable at this time. I mean, surely we will be compared to the finish, but things might still get a little spicy. Folks do like to push when they get the chance on the rise up to the roundabout. It's a big enough field that it's really hard. Certainly a solo rider getting away is really hard. And even a couple, they've adjusted the draft a little, which kind of improves the ability for groups to maintain high speed on rolling courses. We'll see how that plays out. So I do think I want a feather for the end, but I don't think I need to be too precious about it. See, that's early. That's early. You see the yellow on the HUD, so maybe that's what gets people thinking. Oh, maybe it's not that early, actually. Alright, I stand corrected. There is a little bit of a lull here, but these feathers will last for a bit longer here. Yeah, we're pushing the pace. I don't think it's going to be enough to matter. recovery here. A lot of people using power-ups in unlikely spots. I don't know what that tells me about the field. Shows plenty of solid, experienced racers here in this group of 23 or so. Super low effort here. So low. To try to do that one just with cadence. Still hurt. Let's see. Up the bray. Rider put a huge effort in there to get away, and doesn't look like it's going to stick. Watch for a counter, but it's not really a spot where that's likely to be a good idea. See again, further. No. Maybe sweat dropped on their phone. Really don't see the Tron that much anymore. It's more special when you do see it. People riding their upgraded bikes and whatnot, which is kind of better. You know, it was when this map first came out, there were a lot of Trons on courses like this. Always a safe bet, and it still is pretty safe. But folks like to up there tune their rig. All right, now we're pushing. Uphill drag here. Almost forgot. At least didn't feel great there. So I don't know what my finish is going to be. We'll see. I really want to go early. No Zwifty maneuver today. Smell the finish. Keeping the feather. Two and a half K to go. Okay to go. Big move. Paid off. Boom. minutes. Yeah, it's so much daylight. Not what I was expecting, but sure as heck take it. Yeah, I mean, putting that effort on the rise, my cadence was good. I was able to shift well. I already had deployed the feather because I knew it would last, and I was prepared to do more work. The flat bit proved not to be necessary. And my daylight was a solid 2-second finish, even without pushing so hard to the end. That was a great feeling. I won one of the Z racing races last week with an asterisk because there was a rider who jetted off from the pen with no heart rate, average 4.5 for the whole thing in a B-cat. So, and they were not in Zwift power, so I got the gold trophy there, but this was 100% straight up, arguably a harder field, arguably a harder course. Definitely a legit validation of my progression. Should get a nice CRS boost, maybe a little VLO boost, maybe even some Zwift racing points, which for some reason they still have. Well, it's hard to get rid of stuff. Awesome. Cannot do better than first, particularly with such an authoritative statement when I watched Martin Quist's race from earlier, and Matt, aka Wibbly Wobbly, was in that one, and that was more what I was expecting here. Not that level of firepower, but that idea where the field would be quite strung out with a K to go. But once we caught that flyer, I think people were just kind of happy to be there. I had my launch point picked basically when it sort of come out of the castle and it kind of goes up for a little bit and then it levels off, might even dip down for half a beat, and then there's a longer part where it gets up to at least 4 for a little bit. It's not long, it's not hard in that sense, but with the finish so close, put down huge power there, and you can really do some damage. And I was ready to be seeing others either matching me or at least being close enough that they could bank on me running out of gas and then come over the top of me with a surge. But no one was even close, so that was a good one. There we go. Didn't even need that upgrade. But that's my stage 5 done for this bike. That's what I was hoping for. That's why I didn't switch to the other bike I have, which has already got all 5 upgrades. But I figured, come on, 4 upgrades. I mean, who even knows? It's all head games. It's like the wheels. Like, what's that going to translate to after the weight upgrade? But hey, we love our achievements. Gamify everything. Am I right? 21. Let's see the tail of the tape. First off, let's take another look at this. Yeah, see all finishers. Yeah, I mean, they're just in this big bunch. Nice job, Albert, maybe. Got a little gap there, good finish. I mean, 3.5 is, 4.3, 3.6, yeah. Not crazy, but Levesque looked like he might be dangling there. That touch still hung under the group at the end, good work. A couple couldn't quite do it. Who was a guy? Somebody said, like, hey, let's work. I think it's Williamson. But this guy, no, it couldn't have been. A minute back? Yeah, oh, the horror. But, solid 25 finishers. That's good work. That's a good deal. All right. Event. Let's do this while it's top of mind. I don't know if I can afford it. I only have 12, almost 13 million. Chang. They don't even tell you. Like, I'm gonna switch to a 1 steel bolt to titanium. All right, this bike is at maximum level. All right, so here we go. Maximum level. So I need a 3rd Pinarello back, right? Isn't that how this works? The thing is, where are we? 0.5. Well, all right. I know better than to leave that bike as the default equipped bike. But I'll have to think about ways to do some of my training rides on it. I guess that's what you do. Legit. What do we got here? Load it up. Ka-ching! And then how do we do here? Yeah, pretty good. I mean, this is the thing. I'm still below, but I think this is like all-time forever best. They could flesh this out a bit more if they want to. Sure, they've got more important things to do, but all right. What do we have to say about that? That was a win, baby, and a good race. I definitely felt like I had to put in decent efforts on each of the pinch points, both times up the Clyde, up the Bray, up the Corkscrew. A little bit here and there, but for the most part, I mean, we can sort of see. Oh, there was, yeah, so there's a rider off the front before we got back into Glasgow, and that, going up that grindy, false flatty bit before the turn into Glasgow, and then all the way to the clag kicker was a solid effort. And then a little bit of that, bump up the ramp, the Zwifty bump ramp. Don't quite remember where that next push was, but that's now starting to get into the finishing ramp. And there were still some people off the front, a couple people fighting, so there's a couple of just kind of cover the pace surges. But I was pretty happy. I was leaving the chase to others generally. I was not doing any of my little, sometimes I'll do that kind of push hard and get us closer and then ease. I didn't have to do that today, so all added up to really solid. Had everything I needed at the end. I wasn't sure when I went up that clag kicker. I was like, ooh, my legs don't want to do this right now. But there's no motivation like it being the finish. So mission accomplished. All right. Well, as always, thank you for watching. Until next time, ride on.